welcome back to the channel. Today we're learning how to take this and make it into this. So if you want to know how to change the colour of your trailer, inside and out, keep watching. So here's our starting point. As you can see, the trailer had scratches on, it was covered in moss, and I did actually start by jet washing the whole thing, cleaning it up, but as you can see, it needed a spruce up. I'd never really liked the colour. It was something that I had bought because it was a good deal. And what prompted this whole change was that the back ramp had actually rotten and I needed a new one. So I thought if I was going to replace it, I might as well replace it with a colour I actually liked. First things first, after the jet wash came sanding off lots of that awful colour using P120 sandpaper. The aim of this isn't to get rid of the colour, it's to rough up the surface so that the next stage, the primer and the paint, stick to it. There were some areas that I couldn't get to with the sand machine, so I did have to go in and do those by hand, as you'll see here, behind the wheel arches and behind some parts of the ramps. Good job. Get rid of all of the burgundy sanded stuff. First coat applied, and then it was time to take a little closer look, checking for any drips and sanding those off. Obviously I needed the blue to match the colour of the new ramp that I ordered, so I managed to get the RAL number, which is the colour code number, and I put it here. Just a tip here for any drips and mistakes you might make. Do get the paint off whilst it's still wet with a wet cloth, because I learnt the hard way that it's much harder to get off once it's dried, which seems far more obvious than it is, because I thought it would come off easily with white spirit and it doesn't. Second coat of paint on, and I highly advise you to stop here because the video will go on to save you from some mistakes. As I said, I used white spirit initially to get rid of any mistakes, and it is really difficult. I've got a better solution for you. So here's where it starts to go wrong. This is me wiping off the surface in order to put varnish on. I started with a spray varnish. This takes forever. Do not do this. I used 4 of these cans and yeah, it was not the best idea. So after 4 of them, it still didn't look great. Here's my little helper, Teddy. So yeah, because the aerosol wasn't working great, I went out and bought yacht varnish. Do not do this either, because you will end up having to sand all of it off because it changes the colour. And that's what you see in here. You can sort of see the colour is darker compared to the ramp that was new. The idea behind it was that it would protect from stone chips, but just do not. This is my better solution for you. If you can get hold of a magic eraser, it takes things off so quick, so fast, so easy. That's what I would recommend for you for any mistakes that you make. When it comes to the inside of the trailer, you can buy different coloured partitions and bars, but you can't really buy the things for the sides, so we vinyled them, and it turned out okay. So this is midway through, just trying to do this side, but I've left this on because it would be too difficult to take the whole thing off and put it back up. At this point, I'm going to suggest that you replace these bolts on the sides, because Joel had to take these off for me so that I could put the vinyl on, and we found that they had all rusted. Like, you couldn't just get them out with the Allen key, which is obviously really dangerous, because if a horse gets stuck, that's what you use from the outside. You use an Allen key from the outside, and then it drops the bars so that they can get out. Obviously, I would never have known they were rusted unless we had an accident, but now that I do, we can replace it before that happens. So, blessing in disguise really that I'm doing this, because there were parts of it that just weren't safe enough. So yeah, definitely get brand new bolts for this, and even if it looks fine and you can just paint it on the outside, replace the bolts anyway. It's well worth adding silicone to all of the areas of the trailer to make sure it's watertight again, just so that you don't put all of this effort in and then end up with it rotting. And this is the easiest way I've found to do decals or stickers on the side of your trailer. If you masking tape it and do half of it first, then you can get one side all flat, and then you can take off the other side and lay that afterwards, and it should end up with no creases. And this is the finished result, something that I'm actually proud to drive around with and that I'm confident is safe. I'm really pleased with how it turned out, and I hope you think it looks good too. Cash has already been in it, and that will be the reason why you can see these inside photos aren't the cleanest, because I took it after he'd been in. But all in all, it was successful. You'll have to excuse how I wrapped the bum bars there. There is no way to get those flat. But yeah, really happy. Can't wait for more adventures. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully if you liked this video and found it useful, you will like and subscribe.